So hi. So today I would like to talk about where we started and why this training institute came into existence. I actually graduated in the year 2009 from University Visvesvaraya College of Engineering, Bangalore. It is popularly known as UVC Bengaluru. So I graduated in the year 2009 and I was placed through campus to one of the well-known companies in construction, Shapurji Palanji. So my career started in Kolkata actually in the year 2009, October to be precise. So due to recession at that point of time, all the placements were shuffled and we were asked to join if we were interested, otherwise quit. So I chose to join. I went to Kolkata and I joined the Shapurji Palanji on their first project, that is SP Shuko Brishti, which is a mass housing project spread over 150 acres, and it will be a home for close to 1 lakh people once it is done. And that was my first project. So after going there, I realized construction is not an easy game, and to make it a career, I have to work really hard. So on site as a trainee, undergoing a graduate engineer trainee program, I learned a lot of things. Uh, I have to be very grateful to all my trainers then in Kolkata from Shapurji Palanji, my project manager, my project director. They transferred an immense amount of knowledge and they made us into what we are today. All the training batch, my co-batchmates, everybody are very successful today. So after that project where we were trainees, in the next 3 months, I was transferred to Tata Housing Eden Court in Kolkata itself, which is again a residential project but was a high-rise project. So there I worked for close to 2 years. I was a core site engineer initially, and to be very honest, I used to hate project management team at that point of time because they used to give us targets, and if we don't achieve those targets, we used to get blasted left, right, center. So because of that, actually, maybe at that point of time, something sparked inside me to really contribute something to this industry and help those people in sight who really struggle, who take the lashings for projects not getting done on time. So after that, I became a rebar engineer. So I was totally into reinforcement. I used to do the design management to get drawings out of consultants and then do a detailed bar bending schedules. Also do a detailed bar cutting schedules so that the rebar is not wasted much, and issue these detailed drawings and detailed bar bending schedules to site to contractors and check their work on site, certify their bills once they are done, and handle the scrap obviously, and hand it over back to the client because rebar was a free issue material. So this was my role in that particular project. So in the same project, after 1.5 years, I was transferred to the planning department. So which was something I used to uh, hate when I was at site, but unfortunately I had to work in that department once I got transferred as a part of my uh, role, and I was supposed to go through that department before I was given the next position, next promotion as a senior engineer. So when I was going through planning department, then I really understood the need for project management in construction. And I also understood the gap between site and project management. So currently, whatever we see, uh, whatever planners are there in construction site, what they really do, how much disconnect is there between site and the planning team. Everything I understood, and then I was transferred back to my Nama Bengaluru, and I started after coming to Bangalore region. My first project was in Dharwad actually. So Dharwad was coming under Bangalore region at that point of time. So my first project in under Bengaluru region of Shapoorji Pallonji was Tata Iris in Dharwad. So again, I continued my planning and rebar engineer streak in Tata Iris. I was there for almost 6 months before I got transferred to one of my first best projects, that was SABIC Research and Technology Park in Sarjapur. So this is the project where actually I really learned construction. This project being a Saudi Arabian based company, the client expectation was too high in terms of project management, execution, and all the stuff, whatever you ask. So the PMC there was then Cushman and Wakefield. So they were also pretty, pretty standard in terms of their deliveries. So the expectation was high, and I was in the planning department at that point of time. So we had a standard demand from the client to produce accurate schedules, accurate tracking, and give them a way forward, and give the targets to site in a very piecemeal tablet kind of a thing, so that it is very easy for them to track, which I would say was a very tough task for me at that point of time. So which invariably it pushed me to learn new things, to adopt new styles of working. And since my boss, the planning manager at that point of time, because I was a senior engineer planning at that point of time, my boss, he was not up to the mark, so they kept changing. Like I had 3 bosses in that project, and nobody was stable. So I had to carry the load of deliverables from planning department on my shoulders, and I did that thanks to the seniors above, thanks to the regional office, and thanks to my mentors in Shapoorji Pallonji. I was able to successfully deliver the requirements of this high-profile clients from Saudi Arabia. So that was my first amazing project, I would say, and I spent around close to 2.5 years in that project. So after that, I was transferred to Tata Housing New Haven. So this is one of the turning points, I would say, in my career. So if this project was not there in my life, I wouldn't have started anything related to being an entrepreneur with what I am today. So this project was first of its kind, 100% precast superstructure of 35 towers, G plus 14. It was like homes made in factories. We did 100% production of concrete products. It was like a Lego blocks built into a building. So we produced them in a factory nearby. We transported these Lego blocks to site, and we erected them using 5 tower cranes. So we used to do flats. If you consider flats, we used to do every day at least some, I would say, 8 to 10 flats of construction. So that is the speed that we were able to achieve using this technology. Because the technology was tried out first time in India, we had our set of learnings, and I was heading planning for that particular project, and later initially I was not the head, and later towards the first half of the project I had one more boss, and after that I headed the planning department in that project. So that was one of the best experiences, I would say, rather, because the planning had to be to the mark, perfect. Because when it comes to precast, there is no point in rework or corrections. Whatever you cast is casted, and if you want to change, it comes at a very high cost, and you have to go through a lot of process to really tweak with the structural integrity of the building, which doesn't come so handy. So there was no scope for error. The margin for error was very less. So we worked with tolerances. Production tolerance was 0. Erection tolerance in precast was under 8 mm. You know, an electrical conduit in a layman language, if I have to make you understand what tolerance is, an electrical conduit of say 20 mm will be in one panel, and there will be another conduit in another panel. Both have to submerge, both have to coincide. They can coincide with an error of 8 mm. This is what is called tolerance. So that is what the project was all about. It was a wonderful project, and I learned a lot, and thanks to all my seniors there. So after this project, so as in Shapoorji Palanji, thanks to Mr. Cyrus Mistry, is not there today, but he's been a role model to me within Shapoorji Palanji, and even today when I'm doing all this. So he had started a course in Shapoorji Palanji called ALDEP, which was an accelerated leadership development program for his employees who he was planning to be company's top management in future. So the training was designed in a very effective way, I would call. So we used to get trained in IITs every year for close to a month, and we were also trained with Manford, which happens to be behavioral training expert, and we were also trained on technical, behavioral, moral, communication, whatnot, current affairs, accounts. So we were trained in a fashion to make us into the future project managers who are very effective in the company, to make sure the project runs very smoothly, being delivered on time, quality top notch, and budget within limit. So this was the agenda, and also customer satisfaction, how to handle construction related chaos, how to really make labor do their work perfectly. Construction has a lot of labor who are unskilled, who comes from where below poverty line backgrounds. They come here from their states to earn their daily bread, and if they go into loss in work, that because of so-called engineers bad planning or engineers faults, it was something that was not taken very lightly by the company. So as a human being, I was also not happy when that used to happen, because that has been a very common thing in construction. Labor are the smartest people on site. Though we are engineers, we really can't understand their angle, because their daily bread comes from their earnings. Because of wrong planning, if labor goes idle and if they are working not on a salary basis, they will lose. So this struck me very hard when I was going through my trainings, and I incorporated my learnings into it. And I took an oath on that day. I will be working towards making this construction industry a less chaotic workplace for laborers, engineers, and last but not the least, the investors and stakeholders. Thank you so much, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. You will be getting more updates. I will be posting more videos about my trainings, and I'll keep you updated. Thank you so much.